I'm Tommy.
I'm Nick.
I'm Joel.
And
This is Three
Idiots and a Bible podcast.
And Bri.
And special guest, our youth pastor,
Brian.
Sir Bryant Cornwell.
You.
Hello.
He's here.
He is here.
First special guest.
I am here.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yeah.
Official.
Very special guest.
First?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We've only had 2 episodes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
First
thought you had
tried-
somebody else on.
We
but-
tried Jared, but
Mm-mm.
it didn't work.
Yeah, Jared quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had like 20 minutes of footage,
And then
and then he just like left.
And then
Yeah.
he's just like, oh, I gotta go work on a roof.
Yeah.
alright, cool, bye.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Awesome.
Alright, Rosenthorn.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hold on first.
Oh, yeah, you gotta say your
I
shtick.
okay. Shtick after this, but YouTube is up now.
YouTube is up. It's going.
So
Yeah, so you can go watch us and see.
it's possibly
Brian.
down.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, there's like whatever other, like Spotify, whatever else he posted on.
It's basically on everything now.
And it has an Instagram.
And
Go follow us
that
on Instagram.
right there, what me and Bryant just did was for the visual watchers.
Visual watchers only.
So go watch the video to see what me and Bryant just
To
did.
see that spicy little thing that just happened.
Mhm.
Spicy little thing.
Yeah.
I didn't
you
like
see
it
it?
when I said it. I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
No, it's great.
Okay.
Can't take it back now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't
It's-
edit this. It's
Yeah,
not possible.
It's gonna be on the
It's-
yeah.
internet forever.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Now time for the shtick.
Shtick time.
Yep.
We're gonna call it that every episode. We're gonna be like shtick time.
Shtick time. New segment.
Okay, your turn.
Yeah. So, like we've said in previous episodes, I'm 15. Nick is 18.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy's 17. We're all just teenagers. We're not educated in the Bible a lot, and we're just teenagers, and we're just sharing our point of view and want to talk about Jesus. But now we have an almost educated guy
Almost.
He's getting there.
Almost. I'm close.
here.
Close to being educated.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
you want to get into the Rosenthorn now?
So you start.
Oh, I start.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Do you know what Rosenthorn is?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I heard it on the last episode, and I don't really understand it.
Yeah, Tommy, you want to explain it?
Sure. So basically, it's how your week went, but it goes from 3 roses to 3 thorns.
Okay.
In the middle is
3
heaven.
roses is like, yeah, in the middle is Hevel, yeah.
Is
And then-
Hevel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that just means
Boy.
smoke or not.
I know what Hevel means. I'm
He's
educated.
He's literally.
Just making sure.
But 3 roses is like Jesus returned.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then 3 thorns is like,
Your whole family died.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So here's my question: why is it not just 1 to 10?
because that's lame,
Yeah.
Okay.
unoriginal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Okay.
Ritual.
Fair point.
Actually, let's start with Brian.
All right.
You
Yeah.
can do halves.
Oh,
Tyler.
no.
You can do halves.
Yeah, you can do halves
You could do
too.
halves too.
So
now
technically
this
there's
just
6.
became.
There's 7 because there's a middle.
That's true. Middle and a half.
Okay, so how was my week? I
Yeah.
don't want to go first.
Okay, I guess I'll go first. That way
Yeah.
you know how it goes.
Don't do that to your guest.
We probably just scared off any future guests.
Yep.
Too bad.
Future guests, don't get scared.
We'll just keep
Bye
that.
bye, NT Wright.
NT Wright. I don't know if we're gonna get him on here. Don't know about that.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll
maybe
get the new
C.S.
pope
Lewis.
on.
Johnny Chain.
Maybe you get the Pope's brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnny Chain.
I mean, new pope is from Chicago.
It's true.
That is true.
He is
All
a
right.
White Sox fan.
Okay. Oh, it's been a very stressful week. So, but I mean, work has been great. But so I don't know. I guess half a rose.
Half rose.
Yeah.
What about the week was?
Oh well, I'm coming up on finals week and graduation and.
Yeah.
Work is stressful, but I mean, when I go to work though, it's still fun. You know, I get to talk to people I like. So, yeah.
My week was very back and forth. probably ended up being a full rose though. I may have a new job where
Yep.
Tommy works.
Mhm.
Hit
Which
the
is?
microphone. At an old people home.
Old
Yeah.
people home.
That's what I call it.
That is the
Retirement
politically
home.
correct term.
Yeah.
Politically correct. Yes. Good job, guys.
Mhm.
I'm sure they love being called old people.
There are worse things to.
I don't know if any old people are gonna listen to this other than my dad.
Oh, ouch.
Wow.
Just calling your dad old.
I call him old all the time. Sorry, Dad.
No, you're not. You're not sorry.
A little
It's
bit.
okay. He's not listening.
He will in like a month. After it comes out.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But I might also fail one of my classes. I probably will. But the rest,
Yeesh.
I thought I was gonna fail two. I'm probably only gonna fail one.
What class is it?
Communications,
Oh.
and I don't really care about that class anyway.
Yeah, it's not like you do a podcast or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're only. This is our third episode. Still getting into the groove.
Yeah.
What do you do in communications?
communicate.
Yeah, I communicate really well. We read the textbook
Mm-hmm.
for a communications class. That's about it. And we are now doing a group project, but I wasn't there for like half of it, and some of the people are just not doing any work, and like, yeah.
Makes sense. That's usually how group projects tend to go. The smart people do the work. There's people just watch.
But I have a 22% in it right now
Oh my
in the
goodness.
class,
That's
and
rough.
it's 2 weeks away from.
I was homeschooled, but that doesn't sound great.
Yeah. We have two homeschoolers in our midst today.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Timon and Bri.
Only Bryce saw that. That was very funny.
No, I saw it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. You did it awkwardly to the camera. Video watchers.
I'll have to
Another
go
thing
back
for
and
the
watch it.
visual watchers.
Indeed.
Why
Visual
do you keep snapping?
That's just what I do. I do this a lot.
I know, but you did it like 3 times in a row.
I don't know. It's just habit, I guess.
You're just a habit, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Got him. Anyways,
Is it my turn?
yes.
Yeah, that's
Alright. I would probably say mine was just Hevel. Because it's been a pretty boring week because track ended. So I really had nothing to do. And so I kind of just played basketball in my garage for a lot. I did get to go and watch districts though for track, which was fun. Got to hang out with friends there. So I guess I'll do half rows for districts because that was fun. Especially Safeway. Because it was in Fulhometh. And so on the way back, the bus stopped at Safeway because it was a 2-day
Oh, I
district.
can sneeze on the mic next time.
And yeah, that'd be great. And the
Make sure.
first day I got ice cream and cookies at Safeway as my dinner, and then the next day, which was yesterday, I got ice cream, 2 bags of chips, and 2 donuts
Yum sauce.
as my dinner. Yeah,
So Safeway was the highlight of your week.
yeah. Basically, Safeway made my week to a half rose instead of Hevel.
All right.
Yay, Safeway.
All right, me.
Mr. Special Guest.
Cool. I still don't have a good answer. I don't
Rate your
know.
week one.
Probably a rose.
A
One
rose.
rose. But here's the thing: if 3 roses is like
We were exaggerating a
meeting
little
Jesus. Well, I'm just like, how much is 1 rose even too much? Is that what I'm wondering?
One rose
No.
is pretty significant, but
Like
It's
1 rose is
pretty-
pretty good.
I would say 2 roses is really significant.
Yeah.
1 rose is like just a good solid week.
Yeah.
2
Okay.
roses is like an excellent week. 3
Okay.
roses, Jesus came back.
2.5 is like you graduated at Harvard, top of your class, and like you just got the best job in the world and elected president at the same time. So it's
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
3 roses is just Jesus came back on top of all of that.
like, yeah.
slight exaggeration.
Yeah, so I'm not sure then if the 1 rose is.
No, 1 rose is good. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 rose is just a solid week.
It was a good
It was a
week.
decent week. Yeah, and then like 1.5 is like
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Cool.
No,
Hey,
no,
I got a
pretty good.
$5
You did pretty
raise.
good.
It's just so
It's like a
important to
two.
me that I get the correct amount of
Yeah.
roses.
It really does not matter. We're exaggerating a
Yeah,
lot.
pretty much. Like if you
Yeah.
find a penny on the floor, does that make it 2.5 roses?
Yeah.
If it's heads
yeah,
up.
it does.
If it's heads up, if it's tails, it's like 1 thorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good week. You know, busy, but lots of good family time. Good time with my son. So I have a
Yeah.
2-year-old at home, and he's the cutest thing in the world. It's fun watching him learn new things.
Yeah.
He's getting rambunctious. He likes to jump off of things.
Getting rambunctious. He seems
Joel does
like
the
he's
same
getting
thing all the
rambunctious.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel
Gets-
likes to jump off of things.
He gets a little rambunctious, yeah, and he starts jumping off the things. You know. Sometimes he'll like crawl around, like
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
sure. Yeah. So,
No.
for the audience that may not know you, do you want to share a little bit about yourself?
Oh boy.
Sorry to put you a little bit on the spot here.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so let's see. Where should I start? I've been at our church here
Northgate Wesleyan.
for, oh my word, about like 11-ish years. 11, 12 years. And, yeah, just recently kind of, I don't know, decided to get off my butt a little bit and kind of really dig deep and figure out what God was wanting me to do, and realizing kind of like, you know, the passions that he's given me and the experience that he's given me, and just feel like he was leading me into full-time ministry. And so that's why I'm in the youth pastor role now.
I feel like there may have been a text message from someone that may have helped that.
That is right. Credit where credit is due. Credit where credit is due. Yes, Joel actually just asked me to be the youth pastor. So
Yeah. Well, I didn't say youth pastor. I just said if you want to help do work with anything.
no, yeah, that's true.
And then you're like, all right, I'll take the full 9 yards, become the youth pastor.
Yeah. No, it's like the timing of everything and the way that God works is crazy. You
Mhm.
know, all of these different things coming together for me, you know, in a moment to guide me into what God was wanting me to do, I think. So,
Yeah.
besides that, I'm married to your older sister.
Yes. My older sister.
Yeah.
You are my brother-in-law.
I am your brother-in-law. Our pastor's daughter. Shout out to my wife, I guess. Danielle. Is that how this works? I don't know.
Yeah. I shouted out Ian in the last podcast.
I remember that. Yeah, that was great. Big shout out Ian Parsons.
Yeah.
Oh, we're giving you another one here, buddy.
Yeah, I guess. Ian's getting a lot of attention on this
Mhm.
podcast. He has the most shout-outs of all time right now. We're never going to make money from this.
Maybe in like 30 years.
Yeah, when Bryant, will you be 60?
Yeah. Yeah, I will. In 30 years, I'll be 60. Over 60. Thanks for that harsh reminder.
I'll
Hard
be
enough
45.
being 30.
30 years is a long time. It's 3 whole decades. It'll be what, 2055?
That's crazy.
Ew.
That's crazy.
That's a long time away. It's
Wait.
probably like 30 years away.
I'll be 50.
I'll be 45.
Well, I'll be technically
You will not be
48.
50.
I'll be
yeah.
48, but
You'll be 47.
Here's what's depressing. I'm not going to live to see 2100.
Unless
You
I
might.
live to be 94, neither will I. And I don't want to live to be 94.
I would have to
Do I have the best? I probably do.
I have to be 108.
That's doable.
It's doable.
The oldest person's like, what, 112?
Hey, on Dad's
Beat their
side,
record.
one of his grandmas lived to like 112.
Really?
Yeah. On my dad's side, a couple of his relatives lived for stupidly long.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to be me. This is not a
Wait,
112
you're also
year old
a-
body.
Not blood related to my dad.
Maybe they'll find like some cool medicine that makes us live longer.
some cool
Not-
medicine
Not that I
in a
want
lab.
Yeah,
Not
some
that I
cool
want to
medicine.
live to be 94, but
Let's see. How
Well,
old
a
would I
lab,
be?
a lab also created McDonald's, so
Yeah, that
Mm.
shortens your lifespan.
yeah, that's
Chicken
what I'm
nuggets.
saying.
That the movie Super Size Me.
Yeah,
You're homeschooled. You probably didn't watch
it's
it.
a rough one.
Did you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
I've
Is it-
seen it. I've seen at least some of it, I think.
Yeah.
is that?
It's the one where this guy goes to every single.
Oh yeah.
He has to eat McDonald's for like a month.
Okay,
Mm.
He has to order like an extra large.
Adrian.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So-
Let's actually get to it.
2-hour theme for this episode is.
Spiritual practices,
Mhm.
and mine is on fasting. So the not eating on purpose, essentially.
Not just like running fast.
We can
I'm
cut
sure-
that.
Yeah.
Nah. I'm editing this.
Oh no!
Which means nothing.
You're the editor. You get to leave in all your jokes.
I can crack the worst joke ever known to man, and I will leave it in.
The power this guy has.
Indeed.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Let's talk about the power of Jesus, shall we?
yes.
Okay.
Jesus.
So first, I have a question. How many full meals do all of you eat a day?
oh boy, 11, 12.
Full meals?
No,
5-course meals.
no. Yeah. What counts as a full meal?
You sit down. There's
3.5.
like, you're essentially full until
Yeah.
you want to eat next.
3.5. I eat a lot else, so that probably equates to like another half meal, other than breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
No, I'm not counting like the snacking stuff. I'm kind of just full. Sit down, eat it. That's the goal.
Oh,
Other than
On
just
the
quick
week-
snack.
on weekdays 4, on weekends 3.
1 or 2.
1 or 2.
I'm gone almost all the day, so.
Yeah. I mean, probably usually 3, but I don't always eat breakfast. I should, but
Yeah. Sometimes I will skip breakfast, so depends.
For me, I usually eat like one a day. I never eat breakfast. Sometimes I'll eat lunch, and then sometimes I'll go with my family for dinner. And usually that balances out to about one. Do you feel that however many you said is good or bad for your health?
sorry. Ask the question again.
Is like you said you usually eat 3. Is that would you say that's a good number? Is that healthy for you? Or
Boy, now we're going down a rabbit hole. But I mean, I guess I would say that probably it's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 meals a day is what's recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people say like you should eat smaller amounts of food more often,
Yeah.
but yeah. I can't say that my food choices are always healthy.
Well, yeah.
I could probably guarantee my food choices are worse.
Yeah.
I eat like Rice Krispies and Oreos.
Yeah. I would probably say mine is fine because I do a lot of sports and I'm 15.
Yeah, nothing counts when you're 15.
Yeah. So I can kind of eat because I'm pretty much always active.
Don't. I feel like I felt the wind from that over here.
Ew.
That was quite the wind up, too.
Yeah. Have you sneezed twice now?
Yeah,
On.
it might be third soon. I can feel it, but it doesn't want to. Yeah. Okay, Tommy?
I'd say it's probably unhealthy because I don't eat even though I am really hungry, and so I won't eat until I get home until like 9 o'clock at night, and so that's like it's actually like proven that your body will hang on to
Mhm.
excess fat and stuff because you're so hungry for that
Yeah.
long.
Mhm.
Yeah. I definitely feel that
Yeah.
because I'll not eat the whole day, go to work until like 9 o'clock,
Yeah,
and then come home and then eat.
yeah.
And then sometimes I'll just wake up at midnight, be starving, and go
Yeah.
eat a muffin.
And like half the time when I get home, I don't have the energy to cook a full meal, so I'll
Yeah.
eat like random food that won't fill me up all the way, and then I'll go to bed.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
not enough. So
Sometimes I'll just snag a protein shake before I go to bed if I'm hungry.
And then, how do you feel when you go without a meal that you usually are regularly used to getting?
Like I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
No, it's not always that bad. But it's amazing how quickly it affects your mood, your
Yeah.
demeanor, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have met my mother, but she's pretty temperamental, and when she doesn't eat, she kind of goes crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'd say for me, it depends how much I ate the day before. Like if I ate my normal amount the day before, I could go without one of those meals and be fine. I would feel a little hungry, a little extra hungry when it comes time for that next meal. But if I don't eat much, then it affects me a lot
Yeah.
the next day. But if I eat a ton, I can just go the entire day without eating, and I probably wouldn't notice it until the end of the day, and I'll be starving.
Yeah.
I mean, if I don't eat my one meal, I kind of notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Same. Usually, I eat a bunch of snacks throughout the day and then maybe have a meal. And if I don't get that meal, my body just kind of rejects all the snacks. So then I just end up feeling terrible. But, you know.
Yeah.
And then I have a question for you guys. Should eating be related to God at all?
I think it depends what you're eating and how it's meant to be eaten. Because like communion, you eat a little cracker. You drink a little bit of grape juice. I think that's good.
But what about a whole chicken? Should that be related to God?
A whole chicken?
A whole chicken.
If
Just-
I eat
just
like a whole
random.
rotisserie chicken?
Just a random example.
Uh,
I don't know why I thought of a whole rotisserie chicken, but whole
KFC.
chicken.
I mean, probably not. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys?
Well, this might be what you're getting at, but I think that oftentimes we separate
Mm-hmm.
physical from spiritual, and so I think that probably the reality is there's so much of what we do physically that is or should be kind of tied to
Yeah.
God and our worship of God, and
Yeah. Well, I guess you do sometimes, like, well, most of the time for us and our family, pray before we
Yep.
eat.
sure, yeah.
Yep, that's
So-
a good.
We bless the food. Bless that rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, God does say that He's supposed to be the center of everything in our lives. So the center of eating that juicy chicken.
Okay. So what I was kind of getting at with that question, you kind of got it. Yeah, is
Now I feel bad.
You smart.
I hoped somebody would get it, because it kind of makes it easier for me to talk about it. Is that it's like eating is what gives us life, and God provided life for us, and God provided food for us. So I think tying those two together isn't really too far of a stretch, and just like recognizes what God has done for us. I think that's something good to recognize.
Yeah, that's
But-
awesome.
But on the other hand, what is the first sin in the Bible?
Oh, yeah.
Eating of the
Taking and eating.
sunny apple.
Eating a fruit.
He ate it the wrong way.
Was there a right way to eat that fruit?
Well, you guys were saying we should tie in eating to God and stuff. We tied in eating and not God.
Exactly. Took God out of the picture when eating.
Mm-hmm.
That was a sin. And then,
That one tree.
so food is the source of all our problems because it's what made us sin first. Clearly, right? We shouldn't eat them. At all. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'd all be like you. Super skinny.
I eat fine.
That's so big though. I'm like actually processing that now. What you're saying. That is really cool. Like to actually acknowledge that God is like the one who gives us life.
Mhm.
God is the sustainer of life. We have to eat food
He
to
gave us
stay
that
alive.
food to
Yeah.
eat.
He gave us that food to eat, and in
Yeah.
the beginning, He gave them all the food to eat.
And they
You know,
chose the
and
one
told
bad.
them one not to eat, and
Guess
that's
what
you know,
they did?
and they did it, and yeah, there's a lot there, man. That's
Yeah.
good.
That's why I love this topic. There's just so much there from the very beginning of the Bible
Yeah,
to the
Mhm.
end.
that's really cool.
So I think we can all agree food is good. God made it, but it can affect us badly,
Mhm.
like eating unhealthily or eating a fruit God said not to. What?
No.
Okay. So how do we think our culture affects how we view and eat food? Our culture.
We live in America.
Do you think our views of food are good and healthy?
No.
Like Tommy said earlier, McDonald's.
I mean,
Yeah.
food is like has become a thing that people look for easy.
Yeah.
Like you can go any street corner, there's gonna be a fast food restaurant.
Yep.
Probably.
You can just drive around, you find what food you want.
Hmm.
And you
It's
eat
about
it.
what you want and what
Yep.
you not what about what you need.
Mhm.
You see it
Yeah,
and you take it.
that's so good.
You
That's
get
so
a piece
good.
of paper.
And yeah, it becomes about like just like so many good things that God gives us, we twist them,
Mhm.
you know? And yeah, God gives us this food to keep us alive, and we twist it and we go, wait, but if we tweak this and we make it like that and we make this, then like it'll be super tasty.
But
It's not
super
very
unhealthy.
it's not good for us anymore, but I don't care because now I'm eating it because I want to feel good, you know,
Yeah.
rather than I just want to eat it to stay alive.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Does
How-
it ever mention in the Garden of Eden how the evil fruit tasted?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But it gave them the knowledge of good and evil. I don't really know if they
Did they taste good and evil?
I don't know. We don't even know what fruit it is. Tommy's looking.
But I'm looking too.
Wait, what chapter? 4, 5? Something like that.
20 billion?
3? Oh, my bad, gang.
You did not just say my bad game.
Okay.
Tom, you're a homeschooler. Homeschoolers aren't
What
in
did you
gangs.
do?
It's just a coffee lid.
It said, when the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband. Blah 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 blah.
So it said it looked good. It looked
Yeah.
delectable.
And was pleasing
Nope.
to the eye. Look at how fast food places market to us. They make it
Yeah,
look
market
good,
just fake
look
food.
appetizing, look pleasing to the eye.
Also, have you ever gotten like a burger or something that looked massive, and then you set it down in front of you, it's like this big?
It's just like a slice.
Like,
Yeah, all the
Alright.
pictures and promotions and
Yeah.
stuff for food and the way it looks, and it's like,
It's all fake. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all from Satan. It's deceiving.
Like, but it kind of is like that with sin. Is it looks really good until we are faced with our consequences,
Yeah.
and it's just this terrible looking piece of processed meat
Yeah.
and
Who
plastic
even knows if
cheese.
it's actually meat nowadays?
yeah. Yeah,
Could be.
human meat.
speaking of food, all the sugar has gone to the bottom of my coffee.
Yeah.
So I'm just drinking straight caramel syrup right now.
That sounds great.
It
Sounds
is
nasty.
good for food and pleasing to the eye.
And to the tongue.
So,
It's actually too much. It's not good. Anyways, sorry.
how do you guys think we can break the cycle
probably
of
like it.
just eating when we want food, when we want it to taste good, just for our pleasure? How do you think we can just say, nope, no more, I'm eating the way God wanted me to, I'm bringing God into this?
Just straight up eating healthier.
It's a
Like
good way.
hitting nutritional goals, protein. I feel like you can sneak in fast food and still have it be not terrible for you because of the rest of your diet.
Yeah.
Like you can sneak in a cheeseburger like once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think fast food is inherently the worst thing
Evil.
on the planet if you eat correctly the rest of the time.
And I mean, there's some places that aren't like that bad.
Well, yeah, like Chipotle.
There's Chipotle.
Subway is like,
Yeah, that's alright.
it's better than McDonald's probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy in different ways.
Yeah.
Sodium.
Mm-hmm. And then there's places like you can get like chicken wings,
Mhm.
but
I
And
mean, again, that's deep fried half the time.
yeah, hey, it's still got protein in it.
And I want
Yeah,
to say, I don't
so
just
is a
mean
burger.
eating. I don't just mean eating healthier. I mean eating just because you want to stay alive. Instead of I want this to taste good. I want this. I'm eating just for the sake of eating. I'm doing this because I just want to be pleasured essentially with my taste buds.
Yeah, changing your mentality
Yeah.
behind when you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, like, it's an easy thing for me to see in my life of how I use food to make myself feel better.
Yep.
And you get, it's like the more stressed out, the more anxious I get and whatever, the more it's like, screw it, I'm going to Taco Bell for lunch. You know?
Yeah. One thing I see so commonly is people have coping mechanisms
Yeah.
as eating.
Yeah.
They just say, I'm going to distract
Yeah.
myself with food.
Yeah.
Stress eating.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a big one. But there's one guy, he's pretty important to us, Jesus. He had a way
Oh,
to
that
tackle
guy.
this in the wilderness. You guys probably know this story. Crazy.
Yeah.
But he went out into the wilderness for 40 days and didn't eat. He
Mhm.
did not eat. And then the Satan came to him and said, well, why don't you just turn the rocks into bread? It tastes good. You'll feel full. You'll be less hungry. You will feel good. And Jesus says, no, I don't need to do that. I have God. Get away from me. And I think that's what we need to do. We need to just sometimes say, I don't need to eat. I have God. God fills me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So I think one of the ways we can fight that is through intentional fasting of just saying, I'm going to pick a day, I'm going to not eat. And just like the hunger you feel will essentially, you'll think, why am I hungry? I want food. Oh, there's God there. I don't need food actually. I have God, I have fulfillment in Him. It brings us closer to Him. And I think that's why Jesus fasted for 40 days, because it brought him closer to God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a way to submit,
Mm-hmm.
that desire
Yeah.
to God.
It's
Yeah.
a way to say, I'm no longer eating for myself.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
I mean,
lot in.
I feel like that kind of relates to like our daily bread
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing, because like our daily bread
Mhm.
is like a simple thing. Like that's
Yeah.
just what you'd eat if you were just trying to like survive.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
basic. You're not like making a sandwich or
Yeah,
oh, what
stuff
else
too.
can we do with bread?
Yeah,
Oh,
put sauce
burger.
on it.
There you go. Ooh, maybe some cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
Like that, but just bread.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's simple.
Simple,
Like that just.
and it's from God.
It's just like you're not making things overly complicated or you're not trying to put pleasure into it. You're just
Yeah.
like, how can I, like, be more connected to God?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know if. Well, I think that you can put pleasure into it and make it taste good,
Mm-hmm.
and it can still be somewhat about
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean
I
that
don't
you
think-
have to eat everything that
No.
tastes terrible.
Yeah, I don't think God hates us feeling good,
Yeah.
but like,
He put food that tastes good on the planet for a reason.
yeah, there's salt rocks everywhere. That's
Mm-hmm.
tastes pretty good to me.
Yeah.
I love salt.
Cut to Nick just licking a salt.
Okay,
But yeah.
but I am not the best at explaining like the best ways to fast or like the exact reasoning behind it. But there's a book called Practicing the Way that talks about a lot of our practices. It's over there.
Hey.
It's right there.
Right here,
And
visual
Practicing the
watchers.
Way by John Mark Comer,
Yeah.
and it has a part about fasting that I think is really good.
Shout out John Mark Comer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's also a YouTube series on it.
We almost watched that.
I watched that.
Oh.
And yeah. So think about fasting. And think about God and food and your relationship to food, and reevaluate it. See if you can bring that under God.
Yeah.
Give one more thing to God.
I think one of the things that you said, how my dad explained fasting once, is that every time you feel hungry, you just instantly think of God, which is kind of what
Yeah.
you said earlier. But yeah, I just want to highlight that part of it.
Yeah, I used to do fasting once a week.
So did
Yeah, well, I have done it. Like, I did it for several months in a row.
I. Oh,
Every week.
I did it for about a month.
Oh, okay.
I've never
Yeah.
done it. I play too many sports.
I
and
need to
I
start doing it.
and it was just like this thing. At first, it sucked. It
Mhm.
sucked. It absolutely sucked. Cause what I'd do is I'd eat at night, and then I wouldn't eat until. So I'd go a full day, and then I wouldn't eat until the following morning,
Mm-hmm.
and so it would be a full 36 hours almost. So it was a long time to go without eating.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sure you've fasted.
Why are you sure I'm fasted?
I don't know, because the church sometimes will do like a staff fast, I think.
Mm.
Have they done
No, well, I've been part of the staff,
that? Oh,
but I have fasted. Yeah.
I was right. But for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your experience in fasting?
Was Tommy done though? I think Tommy was still
Oh.
talking.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry, Tommy.
It's okay. But it was like every time I got hungry after a certain point, it was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this for a reason. You know, anytime I wanted food, I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing this for a reason. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, it's a way to think about God. If you have an issue with like remembering God in your daily life, or
Yeah.
not being a godly person, you know, like being a Christ follower, I think that's a great way to start, like, integrating some of those types of things into your life, because it kind of reminds you, like, hey, I'm a Christian, like, I'm a Jesus follower, like,
Yeah.
this is who I am, and it kind of reminds you of that several times a day, you know.
Somebody's getting pulled over, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could probably hear the sirens through the audio.
Yeah.
Last episode, a car went by or something.
Oh my
It was really
God.
loud, and we could hear it
So
through the audio.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, now I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I tend to be kind of a all or nothing thinker with things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be
Yeah.
like, I should do a fast. I'm gonna fast for a whole week,
Mhm.
and be like crazy.
Fast for a whole year.
I'm gonna fast for.
I'm gonna beat Jesus' record.
I don't think I'm ever gonna eat again, actually. No,
Break
but
heat, Jesus.
It's it's like I'll skip one meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this sucks so bad.
Why did I choose to do this?
Yeah,
train
why am I
yourself to
doing this? It is crazy. The hunger pains just get into your brain.
Yep.
Yeah,
But-
so it is definitely it's a serious thing. But yeah, I like what you guys are saying about you kind of have there's like a natural reminder built
Yeah.
into it every time the hunger
Yeah.
pains come up. It's like,
Mhm.
oh right, yeah, I'm fasting.
There's a
It definitely seems to keep your mind on Jesus.
Yeah.
there's a concept in psychology called a Pavlovian response. And
Oh my gosh.
Didn't
Something
we talk about this
we did,
last
I-
episode?
Yeah, we did.
yeah,
I forgot about that.
basically anytime like this guy named Pavlov, he trained a bunch of dogs and clicked a bell or pen or something, some clicker of some sort, and then fed them. And then after a while, every time he clicked the pen, the dogs' mouths would already start watering, expecting food. And I think we can do the same thing in an opposite way, where every time we get hungry, we just automatically are already in the mindset of God, just
Yeah.
Jesus, He's here,
Yeah.
I got Him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never fasted, but to you guys that have, does that still stick when you get hungry, even when you are eating food, you know, when your fast is done?
Mm.
Not quite as much, I would say.
I mean, it's kind of faded since I've done that.
Yeah.
But when I was doing that, yeah, it was like all throughout that week. It was like anytime I got hungry, I was like, oh, Jesus, you know.
When-
It
Well,
was
like when
like-
you're still, when after that,
Yeah.
when you're eating and stuff.
Yeah. When I was hungry, I just like, yeah, it was something. It just reminded me every time. It was nice.
Yeah.
Although I do want to say there are some times when eating a huge meal and a huge like feast essentially like is important and is valuable, and there are times in the Bible like the Last Supper and Jesus feeding the 5,000 where he fed a lot of people as a way of fellowship and community, and I
Yeah.
think we can do the same thing.
Like I think we gather all the time around food as Christians.
We can use both sides of hunger as a way
Mhm.
of following Jesus.
We can use almost anything in a way to follow Jesus if we put our
Exactly.
minds to it.
Exactly.
Anything.
And that's my whole thing, my whole shtick, if you will.
For
The next
real.
shtick.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh, is it my turn?
I
Yeah,
think so, because I think Tommy
Oh,
would
cool.
dread going.
I do
not-
not want to go next. No.
Yeah, and
Cool.
so yours leads into mine.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, mine is. I feel like not that as thought out as the next one.
Yeah, no, that's
I
perfectly
made
fine.
mine last night at 2 a.m.
So
That
did
was
I.
great, though.
Yeah.
That was great. That was
Amazing.
awesome. Yeah. Well, no, mine. Yeah, I was just going to. Hold on. I'm gonna adjust this mic a little bit, 'cause I'm seeing that it's touching the chair.
Tommy, I don't know if we trust you with mics anymore.
Hey, yeah, that's very nice.
Last time you were just crinkling it the whole time.
Oh yeah, he was good.
Yeah. So I was just thinking a little bit about solitude or silence and solitude. That's another kind of common spiritual practice, spiritual discipline. And I think it's one that could be really useful to us, especially just in our culture and just with, technology. And I feel like we have so many things that fight for our attention.
Mhm.
It's not simply just like work and eat
Mhm.
and sleep. It's like
Eating.
there's so
Just a strict schedule.
right, like there's. I mean, everybody throughout history is going to have their own problems, right?
Yeah.
But there's most of world history before us, in a way, I think in some ways was more simple, right? In
Mhm.
terms of like
Yeah.
what you're
They had
doing
far
on a day-to-day
less to
basis.
do.
There's two sort of like mindsets around time management, and one evolved really recently, and it's our time management of where everything has to be set out, everything we have to fill our schedules, we have to do everything like this. Whereas you see other cultures in like less developed part of the world or earlier in history, they would essentially be like, okay, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah.
And, maybe I'll go take a walk right now or or something.
Yeah, right.
And it just was a lot simpler.
Yeah. So I think we just have a lot of things fighting for our attention. There's screens in front of us everywhere, and a lot of times that's obviously by our choosing, but obviously we have our phones. Like there's so much, and so I think in the Gospels, in the story of Jesus, it seems like you see him often kind of having a rhythm of like retreating and going to be by himself, and going to be with the Father. And so, yeah, I think that that's something that we could think about a lot more. And
it was like during the fast, he was going off by himself.
right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. You have him in the wilderness for 40 days by himself, right? So, so you see Jesus doing that, and yeah. So I don't know. I guess what do you guys think are some things that maybe fight for your attention, or ways that make it hard for you to just get into kind of a quiet, alone space to be with God?
These things
Sure.
are cellular devices.
Yeah.
They are addicting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think,
What do you find addicting about it?
Sometimes I'll just scroll on Instagram, watch YouTube,
Yeah.
just a ton of just random stuff that I'll do. Listen to music. Sometimes that's not that bad. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be all inherently bad and evil, but it's still
No, definitely.
trying to get my attention.
Yeah.
For me, I'm kind of the person where I start a bunch of things and I can't really finish them. 'Cause
Sure.
I started them with way too much effort put into them, and then that kind of just got burnt out. And so I'm always trying to start something and try to learn something, and like bass or how to draw or how to code. I've all tried to learn those in the past month. And
In the past month?
I've been learning bass for longer, and I've been learning a little bit of programming for
Yeah.
longer, but I've been really trying to pick those up in the last month.
Yeah.
And so those can just kind
Try to
of
learn everything you possibly can in 1 month.
that's kind of what the goal was. And on top of that, I'm learning different languages at the same time.
Yeah.
So like all of those, I'm like, okay, I need to practice this, I need to practice this, I need to practice this, I need to get this done, and then I have homework on top of that, and it's just like, okay, I don't have any time for anything.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to just stop and go, well, I don't really need to practice this right now. I can just wait. It's not pressing on me, so I can just, who cares?
Yeah. What do you think, Tommy?
Can I share a story real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I kind of trained everybody at my work and stuff like that. Yeah, it's probably gonna train you. And everybody kind of looks to me to know what to do next. So as I'm working, they're always coming to me with questions, be like, "Hey, what am I supposed to be doing right now?" I'm like, "Okay, this, And so yesterday was pretty stressful, because I was working with 3 other people. All of them were pretty new. They all started within the past 3 or 4 weeks, so they're brand new. And my cook is not a super confident cook, and so he's constantly asking me stuff.
I hope that this cook listens to this podcast.
Go tell him about it.
And then
Yes.
My dishwasher, I also trained him, so he's asking me questions.
You
And
train
then-
people to wash dishes.
Yeah,
There's ways to do it.
yeah.
Otherwise,
There's ways to do it. There's wrong ways to do it. And so all of them, I'm basically like supervisor, but with no title and no pay raise. So it kind of sucks. But anyways,
Yeah.
and so they're all asking me questions, and it's chaotic,
Mhm.
because especially since I still have to do my job and answer all their questions for them to do their job.
Mhm.
So I'm getting like, hey, where does this order go? I'm like, oh, let me go ask this person. While this person is asking me a question, this person is also asking me a question. Also, I need to go take this order out. And it's like,
Yep.
there's so many different things going on. It's so chaotic. It's like nothing can wait. Everything has to happen right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta go. You can't stop. That's how the environment at my work is. I feel like sometimes we can get caught up in that, and it's not good for us. Like, we get so caught up in this go 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 mentality, and
I
it's
feel
like,
like that's kind of a little bit more product of the time that we live in too.
yeah, it's unfortunate because that's not, like with traffic, like people get so annoyed and mad when
Mhm.
they get slowed down just a little bit, like someone's going 5 miles under.
Because people
The speed
have
limit.
negative attention spans.
Yeah, it's like, all right, so you've been behind me for like 2 seconds, and I've been going 20 and a 25, and you're already honking your horn.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it's
Yeah.
frustrating, but sometimes we just need to slow down and be like, you know what? My time is not so precious that I have to not inconvenience you, but like, that I have to get angry over this and ruin the
Mhm.
rest of my
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just need to slow down and calm ourselves, and the point of me telling the story was after work I came home and I was so done. Like, my mom was trying to talk to me about my school and work and stuff because I called out for work today. I did not want to work after that. But she was talking to me about that, and I was done. I was trying not to be angry with her, or impatient. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on a walk. So I just left, and I went on a walk for like an hour and a half, and I just like
I'd
by
rather
myself. Oh yeah, I know. I thought about it, but anyways, and so I was just like, it was quiet, it was calm, it was nice out, and it was just a good break. It was like silence, by myself. I even prayed a little bit. It was nice, just after all that,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for just trying to strip everything away.
yeah,
Like talking about so many things fighting for our attention. Like, even if you think there's so many things that are literally like sounds or things that are speaking to us that we're listening to or hearing or whatever throughout the day,
Mm-hmm.
to even just take time to take time to pray, great, but even just to take time to listen,
yeah.
you know.
I think there's something to say about living a simpler life, because you have more time to just calm and like be still, and also like what Nick was talking about with fasting, like you don't need to go out and eat, every single day, go out to an expensive restaurant. Live a simpler life when you have home cooked meals every day,
Yeah.
Yep.
It kind of like
It's more
specifically the
relaxed.
fasting part. It kind of
Yeah.
like forces you
Mm-hmm.
to be like that, and I feel like that's one of the
Yeah.
pluses about fasting is that you get a little bit of the silence and solitude.
Yeah, that is true. That can kind of be,
Yeah.
one less thing you have to focus on.
Yeah.
What am I going to do for the next meal?
Yeah.
I'm fasting. So,
Nothing actually.
Yeah.
yeah, nothing.
I think all of our segments kind of run together pretty nicely.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's a theme.
Whoa.
But I mean, like, they work hand in hand, which not all
Definitely.
things do.
We'll see how one goes. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it's just us three. Maybe you're just the outsider.
Maybe.
Well, since we
That's
already
fine.
talked about this book,
Practicing the Way by John Mark Comer. Again.
that's the one.
Yeah.
I liked this paragraph that he has
Watch the sales on this book go up so
on
much.
solitude. Sorry, I've got this right next to the mic.
We should get
Just
sponsored.
do some ASMR, stuff with the pages real quick. Okay.
We don't need that.
I like this paragraph, so I'll just read this paragraph real quick to end my portion here. Once we are rested, the quiet is where we go to find God, because it's there in the quiet that the inner roar of our world of noise, the distraction, the chaos, and all the lies fades away, and what shimmers in its place is the peace and presence of God.
Yeah, it's a good little paragraph.
And I'm done.